Hello there. How are you, doctor?
Hello, how are you?
I am all right. Thank you so much for joining us today. How's your day been so far?
It's been good. I went and got my hair curled. That's just acting a fool, but I'm good.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Were you able to go to your own beautician?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. No, no, I didn't go into the shop. I went into the house shop.
The house. There you go.
We
That's
gotta
how,
keep
that's
it
old school. That's how you're
quarantined.
supposed to do it. Yes.
That's right. She has masks
Well,
and everything.
really?
Yeah, but she
I was
only
wondering
does
about that.
a few people only because of what's going on.
True. I
Hmm.
get nervous about that. I saw there was a massage parlor that was back open, and I was just wondering they did how they were going to do that, but they did a funny video, and they were using rakes and different tools in the video to say, "Hey,
What?
we're being creative." They weren't
Okay.
using them really, but they were saying that you can be creative in this
Oh,
climate.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Be
no,
creative.
yeah.
Share
No
that
real
with
rakes, no real
somebody.
rakes.
Okay.
Yes, well, welcome on. I am so glad that you're joining. You do so many different things. You have really just like
Yeah.
put yourself on everything. I don't know. Is there
Uh,
almost anything you don't do right now, right? Like anything you
yeah.
do.
I mean, you have to, and
Yeah.
right now, what's going on? Can you hear me good?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. So what's basically, with all what's going on with the corona and the COVID and all that, you have to be able to pivot for profit.
That
You
is
have to be
true.
able to kind of shift and maneuver. And I think it's a blessing and a curse. And the blessing side is to be able to make you stop, think, reevaluate everything that you're doing. Because we were locked down. All you could do was think about, how am I going to survive when this is over? What am I going to do? How am I going to survive right now while
Come
this is
on.
going on? And I it was very trying. It was a trying time. So I just took the opportunity to really just get into my self prayer and say, Lord, we got to figure this out now. You done
Got
brought
to
me this
work this
far.
thing
Okay,
out.
you taking me all the way. We ain't going through this foolishness. So
That is the truth.
we got to have a conversation.
Yes, this time really was or is still is
It
a
is.
moment of great like who really finding out who you are,
Mm-hmm.
what it means to be who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and what's most important.
Yeah.
And like everything that's important is being brought up to the forefront, and all the things we've been doing out of habit
Uh
that
huh.
we just were doing, weren't enjoying, but just doing.
Yes.
Those things are being revealed.
Yes. Yes. Look, no more foolishness.
No more.
That's what I'm saying. No more foolishness.
Look, we're gonna talk about that, but no more foolishness. Come on, break it away, break it away. How has it been emotionally for you, kind of being confined because you do a lot of events and things like that? So how is it being stuck in a set space?
It's been really hard because I love the live. I love, my whole thing is, connecting with people, connecting people, me connecting other people.
Yes,
And it was really, it really kind of shocked me because at first I'm like, okay, we're just gonna be a little while, but the way it started going, it's like, oh my God, this is for real. And I had events planned. I mean, I had contracts.
mm,
And it was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I mean, I have stuff that's already set in motion. And then when my client called and said, Kim, we're going to have to cancel this event at the Four Seasons, I was like, okay. I said, well, what
oh
about the other
God,
events?
no.
And it was like, okay. Then it was, we were like, okay, it looks like we're going to be okay. So and then another one came. So it was like my mind, it was an emotional time.
Mm,
Um, and I thank God for having support of my family. Although a lot of them aren't here.
yes,
My mom's not here. My immediate family's in Orlando. But just
mm,
having that support system and just being connected to the word, I'm telling you, that's really what got me over and got me through. Is really getting into the word. I know a lot of people, saying that. I think this coronavirus, this pandemic, has really connected a lot of people to the word. I was already, I'm already, involved in church and doing the different things that I do, but it
yes,
just made that relationship even more better. So it still is somewhat difficult because things haven't really started happening. I had to pivot. I had to learn this virtual thing. Like, okay, I'm used to doing this live event. I want to be here. Now, how do I get all these people? And it's been a journey. So, but I'm on it. I'm on it.
You're on it, right? You had to
Right.
redefine, reshape, restructure. And that's also what's happening right now. And tell me a little bit about how you've been able to really restructure, because you mentioned getting online and doing digital things. That's new. And for a lot of people, like I look at lives, and it used to be maybe one person on Instagram would be live at a time that I would see. Then I was like 10 in a row. I'm like, okay.
Well, I did a couple of I had to take go on to some webinars, some classes, also that people were offering about doing Zoom, because I didn't have Zoom. I didn't have no Zoom, so I needed to learn about Zoom and how that worked, and knew some colleagues in the industry, that did a lot of technical things, and they were having some sessions. So I said, I need to be in here listening and seeing what's going on and how they're doing this. So doing that, and just kind of doing some research. I said, if I'm going to be, I said, well, what could I do, Lord? What could I do? So my whole thing was, you know what? I need to pull something together and start doing my research on what we're going to do after this. Oh, we in it, but what's going to happen when we come out? So I took time to do a certification for COVID, self-care, not self-care. Hey, look at me, self-care. I know.
Hey, self-care is all right.
But I took
some
awareness classes for COVID-19 to be able to talk to people about it, to be able to share about COVID. So I did that. That was an online certification that I did. I'm looking for something here to share with you, but I did that. And so that was good, and it was enlightening. So that helped me on my journey to now seeing how I can pull something together to help my colleagues, help other event planners, other people that do live events, because it shut everybody down.
Everybody.
And how could we do this? And then because I have been in a background, I've done TV, I've had a show and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, so I know the production side of some things. So, it's just really shifting people again from that to, because it's the distractions.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. It's all about your content. It's, what you're going to offer people. What do they want to hear? And all that type of stuff. And like you just said, everybody on now, right?
Everybody
on now. So, you have to be really creative in what you're doing and what you're offering. So I just hope that those people that have been a part of what I've done and followed and been at part of my live events and that know what KMP does, will continue to just support. And I was in the middle of doing my leadership program for the high school girls. And I was like, what?
Right in the middle of it.
I'm like, these girls, they can't even go to, oh my goodness. But we were able to do it at the beginning of this month, the beginning of June. So when the governor lifted to 25, I was able to do it because I had 23 girls registered for the leadership program that I was doing.
Awesome.
That I did, which is now going to go into the school year because it was so great that I'm going to actually have an academy. So that's what I'm working. I'm working on some stuff.
You better work.
Working out.
You better work. You got to make moves. You got to do things. And when there are doors that are open for you, got to just go ahead and get your own construction company.
You got to walk. That's right.
And make your own door. You know what I mean? You just got to do it.
People need to run and think outside the box. Think of things. Look at what you can really do. We all have gift and talent that we were blessed with. And so you have to be able to, as they say, multitask. You got to be able to be multi-talented. Okay? And in your multi-talentedness, then you need to be, okay, I'm good at this. Well, then how can I do this that I can maybe turn into a business, or it could be something. It doesn't always have to be something where it has to, and I know we're in a situation now where we're needing income or we're needing money, but you sow that seed, that harvest is amazing.
It will come back to you. Yeah, I actually posted this the other day about was somebody saying, hey, God, is it all right if I think outside the box? And God responds, what box?
Hey.
There is no box. There's no box. There's no limit on what you can do creatively, how you use your energy. It is limitless. You have limitless opportunities and potential with how you structure your life. You literally get to decide how you make every moment happen and how you use the energy that you have, the time that you have. And so the way you use it, That's your choice. You know, right
Yes,
now
it
we are
is. You are
engaging right
so
now. We
right.
are getting energy right now. And we could be doing other things, you know, like we could
Mhm.
be just Netflix and chilling right now.
Right.
And so there's so many things you can do.
Uh-huh.
But these kind of moments, this is what helps to, like, this is a box. This is a box that I did not have. I literally thought, hey, there is no box. I can just start doing this.
Hmm.
And he says I can.
That's
And
right.
that's
I
why
love
you're here
that.
right
That's right.
now.
Who said you can't? That's right.
Right. And who said it can? And I
Okay.
believe that about all things, including love and relationships. Now, you are someone who is successful, and I love to talk to extremely successful people about how they manage their lives. So, like for you, how are you able to balance? You got kids, you got
Wow.
self care, as you said earlier,
Hmm.
and you got business. How do you
Okay.
manage all that?
So how do I balance? Well, being a single mom, my kids are grown now. Okay, they gone. They hallelujah. But being a single mother and having children, you learn how to do time management. See,
Hmm.
I think that helped me a lot in managing my time because
Hmm.
I had boys, and you have things that they have to do and things going on, and then you're trying to do what you're doing, right? So
Right.
that helped me to navigate how to plan out and how to manage all the things that I do. So I'm an early riser. I am very creative in the morning.
Hmm.
I am, you get me in the top of the morning is my time. So that's my creative time
That's me too.
to think and really. So I get up early and I take time to just get into Kim,
Hmm.
and then I go on to the next phase. And even when my children were younger and they were in school and all that type of stuff, I still got up early. I did a lot of stuff that I had stuff going on way before people saying, "Dad, what's 6 o'clock? That's email. What the?" I was
Right.
I was on it. I'm up here working because I had to get my stuff done, get some things. And so I figure if I get information out to my clients or whoever I'm working with, then I can get by the time they get in and get, I'm back, okay,
Back to
so,
it.
right. And they just getting to start responding to the emails or whatever the communication is. So I kind of have a schedule on how I do that, how I balance my personal, my self-care. I make sure that I take time for myself. I try not to touch nothing on Sunday. Unless I'm in a crunch time, I'm in the midst of something that's
Yeah.
different. But normally Sunday, I try to make sure I have my peace. And or the weekend if I can. I don't do a lot of late night
Hmm.
things. I start winding down because again, I'm so riled up in the morning. I just want to like it's just relax in the evening.
Yes.
My kids could tell you fried foods was very limited in my house because I baked everything because I need to put it in the oven so I can do stuff.
And walk
And they say
away.
yes, yeah, because you can't walk away trying to fry no food.
You better not.
So I was a baker. They loved, so they was like, so I did a lot of that. So I had to kind of, look at things in that perspective.
Mm.
So I make sure I take time for myself. I was married at one time, so I want to make, I had a man, y'all. Don't y'all think I had. And I
She had
had
a
one,
man,
but
y'all. She had a man.
what so
Yeah.
much foolishness out there. Boy, you talk to them for a few minutes and they asking for five books. I got to go. And here come the ads. Here come the ads. And they wonder why. But so and then as far as with business, I just make sure, I make sure that I categorize my clients on what I'm working
Yeah.
on. I don't I got 7 days, right? So, some clients I work on their projects. I may work on some things every day. I may just say, okay, you got Tuesday, Wednesday. Somebody else
Yes.
has these days. I have to be out maneuvering and meeting with people and things of that nature. Some of the clients I've had want some FaceTime. Yeah, I go, and that's fine. It's okay because they just want to know and see and feel. And then those
Right.
that I've worked with for many years, I don't have, and I have to travel too because I have clients outside of Atlanta, outside of Georgia.
Mm.
So it's I think this is what I was born to do. I love what I do. I can do it. I close my eyes and do it again.
I know that's right. Come on.
That
Come
part
on with your eyes
I was
closed.
doing that way back. And everything else, it's kind of almost like it. You know how fashion kind of comes around again. It just comes around, but it just comes in a different form, where you can just kind of embellish it or help it. Just take it to
Mm.
the next level. Years ago, I used to have a modeling and image studio. So I'm a retired model. I modeled up from age
Come on.
14 to, I ain't gonna tell you what age, but I retired in 1990. Okay.
I got you.
And oh gosh, I just looked at you got my old Instagram pin, but that's okay. It's okay. We
Is
can
that an
move
old
on
one?
with it. Yeah. The new one is Kim.McNair. That's okay. Somebody tried to be me. They tried to
That's
infiltrate
it.
me.
Oh, so you had to switch it up.
Yeah, what? I'm telling you, it's some foolishness out here. But it's okay. So so I retired in 90 and I started my company and all that. So I used to have a modeling and image studio years ago,
Yeah.
teaching girls etiquette and all that. So with me now doing the BWP, which BWP is Business Women Empowerment Project, that's my
Mm.
nonprofit organization. And with me doing the BWP leadership program for high school girls, it's just kind of that coming back around, but in a different way, teaching them entrepreneurship. They
Yeah.
like these some talented young women out here. They are good.
There's a
And they want to do
lot.
business and they need to know because everybody's not going to college. Everybody's
Yeah.
not going to the military. But even if they are, they know they can, they're able to know other things that they can do. They got something else in the side pocket, that side gig, right?
Hello.
So that's important. And then the other thing that I teach them is leadership, time management, leadership. They get all the leadership session, and they get life skills because again,
Mm.
as a woman, as a young lady, and I know people say, "Why you don't do it for boys?" Come on, guys. I mean, I was not a little boy. I was always a girl, and I can relate to girls. So
I get it.
that's good, and that's the
I
only
get it.
reason why I was a
Yeah.
teenage girl in high school. I know what I had to deal with: peer
Mm-hmm.
pressure, being bullied. As a dark skinned young lady, I was bullied to death.
Mm.
So, there's certain things I can relate to them. So it's just a great, and then we do financial literacy. So it's
Awesome.
taking, that etiquette piece, all the things they used to learn, you just kind of change it, but putting in things that they need to know about now.
I
So
love that.
I don't
How
want
did
to
you,
talk too much.
as that black little girl, how did you get to the place where you really started falling in love with yourself when you were bullied and all those kind of things?
Well, my grandmother always said, you're beautiful, you're pretty. Because I was told I was tar baby. I
Mm.
was blackie. They take a paper in school and do a circle, say, draw somebody, and then the guy would do the thing. And that was me, the little spot, the little dark spot in the room. That was me. That was me. But that's okay. But,
Kids are cool.
I always, my mom said when I was a little girl, I would when I learned how to spell my name, because my name is just Kim. It's not
Mm.
Kimberly. So she said I would say Kim, that spells Kim. Kim. So I would go all over doing that. And so there was some talent in me when I was little. And my grandma just always said I was beautiful. And she said, look, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful young lady. You can be whatever you want to be. If you work hard, you can
Mm.
do whatever you want to do. And I started to, a friend of hers was a seamstress. And she asked if I could model her clothes because she sold for the upper side of the New York, the upper crust, as my grandmother would say. And my grandmother said, sure, she can model. And that was my first time dabbling in that. I said, well, I kind of like this. I love the stage. That's why I say I miss people because I always loved the stage. My modeling career was
Mm.
runway. So I worked in the fashion houses in New York. So, I didn't do print. So you would, I was the one that was working, modeling for a lot of up and coming designers. Or if I was at the different fashion houses, I was modeling for the buyers coming in to get the clothes for the Bloomingdale's and Macy's, stuff that you see and things of that nature. So that was what I did. And I would do live shows too. However, I just knew I was different. And when I started
Okay.
into beauty pageants, that's when a lot of lights came on because it was tough because I would be the only black girl. And I knew that I was better than her, but she would always, she'd get the win. But they give me congeniality or best dress, she get the win. I said, this is going
Not
to be
congenial. Yes,
yeah, they gonna give
congeniality.
me that one, but then they give her. I'm like, nah, I beat that. I walked my what? I can walk. I said no. They didn't give that to her,
Can
but
you
that's
still walk
okay.
now?
We're gonna keep going.
Can you
So
still walk now? You still got your
yes,
walk
I
now?
can. That's something that's like right. You ain't gonna get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. But that's and that helped me. And the day that I won Teen Dynamic Beauty of Bergen County, New Jersey, and I placed fourth place for the state of New Jersey, my
Mm.
life changed. I said, oh, y'all better watch out. So
Watch out. You know what you're doing now.
I took that title and ran with it and just did all kind of things and I just kept being involved and of course life happens,
Yes.
right?
Right.
You have your peaks and your valley times.
Of
And
course.
I, and I went through that even as a young girl. But I never let my skin color define me as far as me not being able to do. I was always taught and told, you can do whatever, do it, do it. It was,
Mm.
and that's why I thank God for having family. A lot of these young girls or other women didn't have that support. And
Mm.
they took it, internalized it, and they just got depressed and, oh, I'm not. And then you ever see people that just, and I'm like, girl, you better, you can, and they don't really think so. Yes, I know some,
Mm.
and so that's why you see that. And so I always try to connect with women, even with the business piece that I do, with Women on the Move. That's a brand that I have. I do a summit every year, and I go and empower women all throughout the state. And when I go down to Macon and I do my lunches and do events, I'm loving on them. I'm like, you can do. You are not stuck. Don't think Walmart or whatever this job you're doing is it. You can do. It's something you're passionate about inside of you,
Mm.
and don't get stuck in. I mean, corporate America is fine. I've worked in corporate. It's okay. But when they go to doing what they're doing now, okay, we're gonna have to lay off, shut down, and all that. Then what? Then you just the conversation we're having. What are people doing? They're stuck.
Right.
They don't know what to do. Have something else. Work your passion. You have it.
Yes.
That's all.
I feel that.
Don't have me
I
talk too
feel
much.
that.
Don't
I
have me
feel
talk
that.
to you now. I'll be preaching up in here
Well,
today.
that's the point. I mean, that's why you're on today. I'm really curious now. So you definitely have your kids that are older, and you're in
Oh,
a space now where you are a professional, successful businesswoman, and you're on your grind. It's a beautiful thing, and you are living your single life. Is that the phase you wanted, or is that something that you're just kind of in right now?
that's just what I meant. No, I would love. I'm not scared to be married. I enjoy. I was married at a young age, so sometimes I say I was married, but I was young. I got married at 19 years old. Now I just wanted to wear. I wanted the dress and the bridesmaids and all the food.
You wanted the lights,
That's
the
all I want.
lights. Yes,
And we
yes.
were young and we're friends, but we grew up. It was like, come on now, and it was okay. But I
What was the
know what.
defining thing that made you realize this wasn't the one? For anybody out there may need to hear this. Like, what was it that signaled, hey, look, this isn't it?
Oh, because our journeys were going to be different. Our goals, what we wanted to do in life, was totally different.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It was like, oh no, this I'm not huh? You want this? This all you want? No, I got some dreams.
They said,
I
this
can
all
do
you
some
want?
things.
Right.
He was enjoying having this. And I don't want to say trophy wife, but having a wife that was doing what I was doing.
Mm.
So I'm like, but when the lights go off and makeup come off and everything is it's like, okay, what's next? This ain't it. So I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm seeing what's going on out there. You just seeing what's going on right here.
Yes.
I'm trying to let you know there's things that's going on out here. We may want to, explore that as a family. And they were for what? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be leaving. And I did. I left with a 2-month-old baby. I
Mm.
left, and I'm out. I left. I'm out of here. So I said,
I love it.
because
I love where
I
you
just
are with
see,
that. I
huh?
love where you are with that because
Yeah,
that a lot of people that's a traumatic experience, and a lot of
it,
people are going to carry that. Or you're able to laugh about it now and joke about it now. But I
but it
know,
was hard.
that,
No,
yeah,
it was hard because it was like, you scared. Like, what am I going to do here? But I knew that I wanted more, and you know, fear just does. I just didn't have that fear piece. That you know what I'm saying. It was. I could just, I always, it's just like I could see and I knew there was more. And staying right here, and I'm originally from New Jersey, so that's where
mm,
we were. And if you know North New Jersey, if you know Brick City,
you
I'm
better
in.
be strong.
So, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And here you have the experiences I had, modeling and going different places and doing. I'm like, oh, do you know what's going on over here? And different things like that. I mean, so it was hard. It was traumatic. I had to deal with that, and I didn't ask for anything. And a lot of
Mm.
people, my friends, would say to me, "Kim, are you crazy?" I said I didn't want nothing. I was like Tina Turner. I don't want. I ain't want nothing. I don't want no child support. I don't want.
Yes.
I don't want anything. You know why? because I don't need you knocking on my door talking about my this, my that. You can't come here and say my nothing. So that was my attitude. And I know it might not be right, y'all. I know. But that's what I did. And by doing that, and I left the whole state, that helped me too, because I wasn't around all the familiar things that would have kept me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So me changing altogether helped me to kind of rebuild and regroup and rebrand myself, because we are our brand. My company is Kim McNair Productions. I am my brand. And I was my brand then. So I just had to kind of revamp. And I took everything that I learned from getting on that train, going into New York and the different places that I went. I would come to Atlanta too and do some things. I took all of that, and that's how I started my company. $500 and a dream. And I said, I can do this. And I just reached back to people that I knew from the industry.
Yes.
They helped me. I said, look, I want to do a runway fashion show in Orlando, Florida. They don't know nothing here but Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. And we can turn this mug out. And you know, they want to come to the sunny Sunshine State. And we put that thing together. And I tell you, I think my largest attendance for a fashion show was 1,000 people. I was like, my people love coming down here. So I was bringing, designers, and I would do a runway show and no food. They down there with food and doing the hair show. I said, no, runway, baby.
Runway, that's it. Runway.
A tour. Let me show you. So that was, and I thank God for the experience. And I just built my company from that. So doing fashion shows, and then people say, well, wait a minute, can you do this? And I just explored. And of course, I had to go back to school and perfect my craft and the things. And I grew from there. And so I phased out of that, but it was all a part of event planning, producing. I mean, I done hung up pipe and drape lights. I've done the hard work. So where I am now, logistically putting things together and now having vendors that I can work with, but I know what I'm looking for. So people that don't know that side of things, because you have a lot of people that are event planners that are that just don't know a lot of the other side. I've been boots on the ground.
You've been doing all of it.
I mean, building something from nothing. So I'm looking at things and it's from a different lens. I'm looking at the park and the how we're going to get here, where this is at, how far is it from this? Is it the time? Like now I'm working on my summit. I'm like, I normally do it on a Thursday, the third Thursday every September. And I do it in the morning. But now, if we're going to do it virtually, I can do it in the evening.
True, you can do it anytime.
And then people won't miss it at all. Those that say I couldn't get there, right? So I'm doing some things, and I'm just happy right now. And I could be sad, I could be stressed and worried, but for some reason, I'm not worried, because look, I ain't scared to work either.
Hello. You better get out there and work. You don't work, you don't eat.
Sure will. I am not too bad. If I told my kids, you be the best with it, you better work, I will work. So, I would do what I have to do. I won't do anything. Now, I ain't going to, where I ain't going. But
you're not hitting that pole?
Call me. Y'all don't call me for no job. But anyway,
don't call you for that pole, huh?
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, I'm glad. We don't need the doctor on the pole.
No. I love life. I enjoy things. I have a book too. Did you know I have a book?
Yes.
You did? Okay, yes. So it's Motivational Nuggets for Women on the Move. And it's a 52-week journal. And it's just to help motivate women on their journey and just inspire them and encourage them to keep going and doing the things that they need to do. And I'm glad that I was able to take time to put that together. And I should have been writing a book now, doing all this COVID.
Right. This is a great time. I'm about to finish
thumbs up. Hey, Babs, Philly.
That's right. Somebody needs that book.
Yes.
Right now.
It's available on Amazon. They can go to my website, McNairProductions.com, and get it. But it's helping people to collaborate, connect, and create, and that's what we need to do right now. We need to collaborate. Everybody's trying to be me, I, but what if we collaborated and did something together that will help to grow and build for both of us?
I agree.
Now you can't collaborate with everybody.
No.
But, if it's able to work for you, then I don't see why it wouldn't be a benefit.
Yeah, I mean that my best example that I always go back to about leadership is Jesus, and to watch someone who could clearly have done everything alone, clearly could have decided to invest life and time with 12 other people that would lead,
Mm-hmm.
and all different types of people,
Mm-hmm.
and he accepted them knowing their flaws and their strengths and knowing what it would be. That to me is what we need right now. It is not that it is not that we need a savior, it is that we need disciples. We need people that really are going
Oh
to be
yeah.
together as a team and to make something happen, to help to feed the people, to give them the encouragement they need, to
Mm-hmm.
motivate them, to teach them about business, to teach them about finance, to encourage them to
Yes,
know how to start a business or how to balance their books, how to invest. Like these are the conversations we need right now. And
we
none
do.
of us knew everything.
Right, and
And
we need
that's why we
to
need
be
each other.
having that. We do because
Yes.
there's something. There's a strength over here. There's a strength over there. But if we can bring all those strengths and those pieces of the puzzle together, wow, we can do some. And we are amazing people. Look what we've gone through. Look what we lived through. Look how we survived. Our ancestors survived this thing. And even like right now, we're dealing with the Black Lives Matter and the racism and all and everything that's going on right now. We are a powerful and a dynamic people. And for all these major companies to be jumping, oh, Black Lives Matter, because they know that dollar. They know that they don't want to lose that dollar. You
Yeah,
see
you
what I
better
mean?
not. You
It's
better
all
not, because
about
if you
that
lose that
dollar.
dollar, you're
But
losing a lot.
so that's why they're jumping on and saying, okay, we want to support Black Lives, because they know when they look at everything, who's spending with them or who's spending that money, we are spending that money. But we need to come together and be wise on how we're spending that money. You're right, investing and things of that nature. But
Yes.
we're talking about having a seat at the table, but we need to have a seat at the table that we can make some decisions on, because they can always invite us in. Come on and have a seat. And then the conversation is going, and then you like, well, wait a minute, and things are over your head. So if we're going to have a seat at the table, make sure that we've done our homework, make sure that we're equipped so that when we get to the table, we can really handle some things and make a difference. It's not going to happen all at once, but if we
Right.
can just take some gradual steps toward what we need, because they're listening. So those that have the right voice, those that can articulate and put the things together, and even
Mm,
those that may be a little static in those areas, it's okay,
it
because a lot
is.
of people have done the work. You know what I'm saying? They got the experience. It's not about the degree and all that, all those things. What about the people that really put in the work and have done it? They
Mm,
are I'm telling you, those are some powerful and talented people. And people
very.
miss that so easily. They like, oh, well, you missing a good person, because they have already been in the trenches. They've already made it happen. Or
Mm,
they've experienced the things that you may not have, because you have this piece of paper. But they was in it doing the work. You get what I'm saying? And so sometimes we can come together. Don't slight those that have not walked your same journey,
that's
because I'm
right.
telling you that.
We need all types and character
Yes,
in order to
people
make
try
it
to
work.
classify. Forget that foolishness. Come on now, we can look.
Yeah, that's where we started. Back to the no box thing. There really is no box
Not
about
at all.
how you can connect and who you can connect with. And that's actually one of the reasons why I left my role as a pastor, because for me, I felt like the expectations of the congregation was that we could only talk to certain people. The pastor can only be preaching for certain people, and you got to be against these people,
Oh
and these
no.
people
Oh
aren't going to make it in, and these people are going to get in, and these no. It's all people. Love is love. God is love,
yes, he
and we got to
is.
have that same heart and mind that it is a love journey, and for all of us, and we all got to celebrate each other's journey. Like the things you've been through, I may not have been through, but your journey is just as real as mine,
Yes, it
and
is.
all of them help. We all our stories help other people, and they help us one another to be able to support each other, stand up for each other, encourage each other, and motivate each other. So I need you to have your story, and I need to celebrate your story so that I can learn from it, and
Right,
so that
right.
I can be motivated, because your level of faith is so great. All the things you've been through and all the things you've
And moving
experienced.
here.
Yeah,
And
just
moving
being
here.
here
I mean,
in
this was
Atlanta.
another journey coming here. I came here in '07, and I was it was love. I'm gonna go on to keep you the love doctor. You the love. So I
Come
was
on.
engaged to someone, and And I was, my business was thriving. I had, I've had, I could do what I'm, at that point I realized that I can do what I need to do from wherever. Didn't matter where I lived, I could do it, right? Because I could travel. My son was going off to the military. I'm good to go now. And, I was in love, engaged. And they said, well, let's go to Atlanta. We came up here. We looked around. They was building some houses. We came up here. We put $500 down on the little lot thing. I'm going back. So I sell my house. African. Did I call him? I said African.
You did.
Call him that. This man.
This man.
I can't say that other word. This brother. He ain't own nothing now. He was rent. I own my house. And, that was my first house I brought by myself. But it's okay. I'm in love. We're going to do this. So I sell my house. I come to Atlanta. So he had a VA certificate thing or whatever. We're going to do it in my VA. I'm just going to jump through it. So we built the house here. A lot of money into it. Because remember, I sold my house. I made some good money on my house. And we came here. And in 3 years, he said, I don't think I want to do this no more. I said, excuse me? You want to do what? Hello. Now I was fine where I was at. Now, mind you, I had come here and did some work. I worked here and did All-Star Weekend and some other things, but it took time for me to rebrand myself. Nobody knew who I was here. I had to kind of revert back to how I started. And see, he came on the scene when everything was going. So he was used to the front row seats and tickets, going to this and that and being involved in all this stuff. So he didn't know about the grind part to get with. So I ain't signed up for this. Where's the kid McNair I met? I said, where's the kid? I said, she right. He told, where's the kid McNair I met? I'm standing right here. So let me tell you, he that didn't work out. He left and he left me here. He left. And I was like, oh gosh. And at that time, I was already in the word and I love God, but that experience put me so close to God. Let me tell you, because God said, now you ain't got none of that other stuff. All it is you and me. And he brought, look, 11 years later it's been, look where I am today. Now, the house I'm in now, I built 3 years ago on my own, by myself.
Come on.
I ain't gonna say by myself. Me and I'm gonna keep it real. My son and I did it together.
Yes.
He said, Mom, won't another man ever put you in that position again.
I know that's right.
He said, you ain't got to worry about work. Do your thing. And I love all my boys. But I'm telling you, it's like you ain't never got to worry about that ever again. And I'm like, but it didn't harden my heart, Byron. It didn't harden my heart to where I said I don't ever want to love again. I don't want anybody. I didn't do that because that was a life experience. We all it was an investment that went belly up. That's all. It just was an investment that didn't work out. That's okay. I was able to bounce back from that. God looked out for me through the whole thing, and now I'm able to continue to move forward. So I don't hate my girlfriend was like, oh man. I said, I'm raising some men, not all men, baby.
Yeah, well, I love that. I'm glad you said that. There are some women that say that, and I'm like, but you have to do it.
No, baby, not all men, because the ones I'm raising, oh no, they ain't the only. So we can't say all men. So I don't put all men on anything, and I don't, I am open for for whatever God has for me. I'm open, and I take time and I communicate and I talk to people. And after you talk to somebody for a little bit, and you might start out with the little chatting or the thing back and forth, and you meet, and you talk for a little while, you're gonna get to know. You're gonna know, like, do I need to go any further?
Right.
Or do you know what I'm saying? So through a conversation and of course, you meet the representative first. You never meet the person. And then even if you go a little step further, things are going to start to reveal themselves. This is what I do is hard work, and you may not get with me right away. It may take you a minute for us to even get together. And you schedule that. You got that? Yes, I do, because this is what I was doing.
That part. She froze up, y'all. It's all right. She's coming back. I feel it. See, that's what she was talking good right there. It's so real. A lot of times when you are in situations and you are so mad, the hardest thing to get into, and I know our guests will be back on in a minute, but that's the hardest thing to really deal with. When you know you put time and energy and invested in something, it's hard for you to be able to jump right back into something or believe in love again. And so I am very hopeful.
The devil is a liar.
Yeah,
Let me
I was
get
saying
back to
that you were talking so good,
oh,
that
the devil is a liar. He didn't want me to
talking
get that
so
out.
good
That's
that,
okay. But
that
all men ain't
it
know.
lets
Okay,
you go.
I love my brothers. And like I was just saying, you know, you get to know people and things happen and it's okay. You know what I mean?
It's
And
okay.
you know, and you get some friendships out of it, but you know, that's my process. So whomever he is, I'll know because I know what I'm looking for and hopefully he knows what he's looking for. You know, men now, you get a lot of men that they don't want a woman that you like, you know, I say I don't want I guess I can say independent or somebody that's kind of self-contained or can handle their own. When and in my mind, I'm like, why wouldn't you want a woman that can hold it down? Because it should let you know that if anything happens, she got your back. She can hold
Mm.
you down. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't understand why I get more men that are intimidated.
Well, that's because that's the culture we created.
Mm.
You understand? You know that is self-inflicted when it comes to our societal norms. We have said that the woman is supposed to do A, B, C, and the man is supposed to do D, E, F. And so in those situations where we say a strong black man, like it's not a strong black woman, and a supporter versus a caretaker, they have two different
Mm-hmm.
connotations. And so for a man to, and you've heard women say it, oh, so you taking care of him, right?
Oh Lord,
So
yes, yes.
things
I
like
have
that.
heard that. I have heard
It's,
that. But we can take care of each other. And
well, I
my
agree,
thing
but
is,
that's not the thought though. The predominant thought in our society is that if a man is being taken care of by a woman, then there's a problem. I remember it was a big movie back in the day. Michael Keaton was in it, Mr. Mom,
oh
where
yeah, when he was home with
his
the kids,
wife
she was
went to
going, yeah,
work
uh-huh.
and they switched roles. He stayed home with the kid. And that was such a big movie at the time. And now we would think nothing, well, less of it. But
Mm-hmm.
that was epic back then because to see a woman, first of all, in a corporate role and
Uh-huh.
then making the money in the house and him taking care of the child, like that was huge.
Right.
That mentality is still for you to be a strong woman, you have to break that in your house and in your relationship. You have to be willing to break that narrative in order to really see success. And that's just what it is. You know, that's just the way it is for everybody watching. Like right now, this is the time. If we're going to do something new in our society, we got to do it now. If we're going to do something epic and allow more freedom to really be clear in our relationships, we've got to do it now. This is the time where we can allow equality, not just for individual groups, but in our relationships to really happen. And that is what this time is giving us. Yes, as we have more strong black women, as we are seeing more equality, equal pay, and things like that, you have got to think about relationships differently. It is not this thing of, oh, just the man taken care of and provider. No, it is equality in all ways. And that's what's going to make this modern society work when it comes to relationships. I promise you, you can't change one thing and not change the other. Both have to happen at the same time. So that's that.
Okay,
Welcome
but
back.
I mean, and you're right. I mean, I know this thing keep going, and you know, keep going. I guess everybody getting on, but you are absolutely right. You know, my grandmother taught me you have to keep house. You got to know how to keep house. So I had to learn, you know, the things that I need to do as far as keeping the man and keep doing the things I need to do as a wife. Some
Yes.
people lose that. You know, they do all this stuff in the dating phase or in the engage or whatever, and then it all goes out the window. But you have to keep that. You have to keep going. You can't stop that. And I was taught that. My grandfather, I never saw him cook a meal.
Mm.
My grandmother, his meal was always out. She always took care of him. It was I just saw it in a different role. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, this is the example of how you're supposed to be. Not that she wasn't that she was, she was a homemaker, but not that they made her any less. She was just
Yeah.
being a wife. She was a provider. She took care of the children. She took care of me when my parents separated. I went to my grandmother. She took care of us. She was a provider. She was a great example for me. But when it came to me, teaching me to show me how to treat and how I should be when it comes to your husband, I saw it, and it was great. It was amazing. Okay, and he was a provider. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. My father was an entrepreneur. So that's in my blood.
I love it.
People say, I don't understand how you can, because we're risk takers. We get, it's just what I know. That's what I saw as a young lady growing up.
Well, I'm just glad that you are where you are right now in your mind, and your energy, your emotional space. Hello, yes, up there. Thank God for that. That is a blessing, and to know that you are in that space gives me great hope and confidence that you will find that love you deserve, because it really all starts with you. It really is the thing that you attract is who you are. You attract who you are. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. And so if you are the person I see here, then truly you will attract something great. So that is awesome. Yes.
All right.
So I look forward. Hello. I said it here first on the heart. Hello. So you'll be coming back to me in less than a year. You'll be like, hey, Byron, I got my group.
My boys in the house.
Yes, I'm here for it.
I love to travel. I got a little passport ready, baby.
Passport, y'all heard that.
When the COVID over.
Passport ready. Anybody watching?
That's right. I'm ready to enjoy life.
Passport ready.
And I ain't no babies. Don't come looking for I don't know.
So you've been there and done that.
I'm a grandmother. I'm a nana.
You're good.
I'm a nana. I'm a cool nana though. Everybody say I can't believe it. I said, boy, I just thank God for my journey, and being able to having boys. I had to stay young for my boys because I had to be up on everything. I had to be up on everything that was going on with them. But that wasn't easy either because I had to be hard. My son used to tell me, Mom, I was scared of you because I had to be in that. Because I'm like, we going, and they know they had a mother that would, stand up for them, and I had their back. They weren't perfect, okay? I just thank God every day that they're not in the system. And that's my biggest thing. And I'm like, look, one of my sons went to college. It kind of wasn't. I said, we gonna do something. But they saw how hard I worked. So one thing, all the women that had, I don't know, two of them. Well, let's see, one married, the other one about to be married. They had some good men, and because my sons will work and they are providers.
I love that.
So that my daughter-in-law is don't work. She's a housewife raising my two grandchildren, and look at here, 28 years old, and what? Girl, you need a job. No. But that's what he wanted. He wanted her to be home to raise that. Now the kids are at school age, so now she's getting ready to start to go to school and stuff like that. But,
I love that.
They had a plan. They were able to enjoy themselves before start having kids. They got married. They spent a year getting to know each other and love one another, and then they started having children. So I look at that, I was like, wow, this is my child?
Yeah.
And then I have my other son. He's got two different baby moms, but he loved his sons, and he has a youth program, and his journey was a little different. And
everybody's journey is. It's going to be different.
That he's with now, that I hope that he marries, is a great person. She was married at one time, so she's walked that journey, and they're working out really well. And so that's good. My other son, no, he ain't. No, I don't know what he's waiting on. And my youngest son, Lord have mercy. He lived
you got the whole tribe here. You got the whole tribe. I love it.
I got a whole, yes, I do. Well, one of my sons is adopted.
Okay,
so I took in a young man at 15.
I love that.
I said, you eating over here anyway. You're hanging out. You might as well come on and be a part of us. And I raised him. He just turned 38 years old.
That's beautiful.
So
that's beautiful.
And he wasn't, but I call him my son because, of the fact that he was, I think I was there for a lot.
Yeah. Well, we need more beautiful souls like you. I really gotta appreciate you for doing that as an adopted person. I appreciate that. And I gotta let you know that Urban Life ATL, she's saying, if you need some advice about traveling, she's been all over because that's my girl Olga.
Okay.
But yes, thank you for taking time and sharing this story. Like I love your energy. We've got to make sure we connect since you're in an ATL when everything cools down. And I look forward to
Yeah, and
that.
I have a virtual event coming up. I want to share that. And you can go to my website or go to Eventbrite. I'm doing I've been doing a masterclass series on how to plan events post COVID-19. So this one is about food and beverage. It's a protocol
Yes.
for food and beverage. So I have Chef Ebony. She's a master chef, food designer. She's going to handle that part. And I'm going to talk a little bit about social events.
Mm.
But I do have all the information from the first session I did, on social distancing and how you have to set up your events, from how you have to set it up from the time they come to the door, registration. So I did that seminar last month. So July 8th, Wednesday, July 8th, I'm going to be doing a virtual so they can sign up and be a part of that and just learn some more things, because again, those are the caterers and people that are in the field of the space that I'm in, or anybody that does events. We like to have food and different things. So we just need to know what the World Health Organization is saying, and CDC, what the guidelines are. And we're hearing about the numbers are changing and spiking. So we need to make sure that, we know what to do when we get ready to plan events. And even if you're in a situation like myself, if you have clients, you have to go out, you need to know to be able to talk the talk and know what, because they'll kill you with the prices and the numbers. So if you don't know, they can sense if you know or not. But even if
Yeah.
you go in and you're getting your numbers and you're putting things together, you need to know so that you're able to negotiate. You know
Yes.
what to negotiate and how to negotiate to find out the best deal for whatever it is that you're doing, yourself, your client, or whatever. So that's me all day. So
All
I'm
right.
excited
Perfect.
about it. And
Yeah, you should be. So we got a webinar coming up. Awesome. I look forward to that. That sounds really good. I mean, a lot of people who are event planners like myself, indeed, we're going to need your expertise. So we'll be knocking on your door for
all
all of
right,
that since you are
come
certified.
on. I
Since you
got a
are
golf
certified.
tournament in Florida. I got a celebrity golf tournament. I'm doing Shaquille O'Neal's golf tournament in September. So,
Yes.
but that's outside, so that's gonna work well.
That'll work.
That'll be a good one.
That's what we need. That's
Yeah,
exactly
so
what we
that
need.
I'm working on that as we speak. That's working on that event, and I've been working with that family for over 20 years.
Awesome.
I've been doing
That's a
their
blessing.
their fundraiser events in Orlando. So I'm really
Amen.
excited about that. We're not going to cancel the golf tournament.
I know that's right. Not at all. Well, thank you
Woo!
again. And
Thank
look,
you.
you have an amazing night. Enjoy yourself, and you have a beautiful day. All right.
All right, you too.
All right, darling. Take
Bye bye.
care.